welcome to game number 2 of Team Solo Theo versus Ivory Gaming. And after a very dominant game from Ivory Gaming, they took out game number 1. Here we are, game number 2, picking bands. Joining me once again, it's Switch Bay. How you doing, man?
Good, man. We just had a good. We just saw Ivory just powerhouse through from 8 minutes on, just pure powerhouse straight through. So game 2, I'm hoping to see Team Solo Theo redeem themselves a bit. Yeah,
and first step of redeeming yourself is going to be in the drafting stage. So first ban away from Team Solo Theo, going to be Kipri. No surprises there, really.
Yeah, Kepri's also being new to the gods you're allowed to play. Means that most teams don't really know how to play against it, really, because you've only been playing against it in casuals, so don't understand it as much in a competitive setting. But we are going to see the return of a Sylvanas ban, going for those beefy supports, ban for ban. Yeah. That's fine. Sylvanas, phenomenal. As we saw Tomahawk game last game, that was really well done. So I don't think a lot of people would want to deal with the Sylvanas there.
No, not at all. Medusa now gone up a second ban away for Team Solo Theo. Quite an interesting ban, as Church played very well, but Rob Diggity played Ho Yi. Do you think that's a worthy ban?
I feel like they just didn't want Rob Diggity to have it, or have the option of having it, because we've seen Rob Diggity play Medusa before and just wreck. Like, Medusa is one of his gods. He's Jesus, and I can't find a funny thing to say about Medusa though. So they're gonna be on par there. They're his 2 favorite or most preferred ADCs. So I feel like they just don't want to give Rob any room to breathe, because as you saw him last game, going, I believe it was 7-0 and 6. That's the power.
Yeah, that was
Rob Diggity on an ADC. So they want to limit that. So we do see Ivory then going to ban out Alquang. We've gone over this countless times. Like, Alquang is so many times. Good. No one wants to deal with it.
Standard ban.
So they're going to ban him out.
Not at all. And now the first coming through, it's going to be Athena. Makes it through the first stage of the picking bans. So Athena, with that global presence, it's going to be very difficult for Ivory to be able to deal with it.
Rotations. Just like, you're going to have to be on top of those rotations, because the Athena can easily out-rotate you. You need to have your wards set up. You need to understand your pathing and kind of just really be on top of it. We are going to see the return of a Geb Bologna. Bologna got through. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
bit excited.
You don't see that every day.
There. Wow.
Yeah, so Geb Bologna. So the initiation is going to be absolutely amazing with Bologna. Eagles rally, going to be able to jump in there, buff up all of her team members, and stun up anyone in the middle. Geb as well can blink Cataclysm, stun up anyone in such a huge range, 30% of current health at max rank, which is pretty huge. So the initiation coming through from Ivory is pretty substantial right now.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Last game, they kind of did the counter-initiate, and that really seemed to work in their favor. So it's going to be interesting to see how the engage team comp, or beginnings of an engage team comp, is gonna work out for them. We are going to see an Wk7 Hades pick.
Interesting.
A Wk7 Hades? Sure. Show me this Wk7. I'm keen to see this Wk7.
Yeah, me too. Definitely Rowe plays it from Avant-Garde. Probably the best Wk7 in all of the land of OCE, but we'll have to see.
In all the land.
We'll have to see how... who is it? Fonke. We'll have to see how well he can play that. No knock-up yet, though. They got Athena and Hades, and the only knock-up is from the Moonlight Charge from a Wk7. That's her 3, and she throws Suku forward.
Yeah, you're right. It's gonna... If they don't draft any more knockups, I suppose it's gonna be a bit more stress onto Fonke of having to land that ability. It's pretty narrow, it does travel pretty fast, but we'll see how Fonke plays it.
Yeah,
Hades,
it's pretty difficult land.
Yeah, it's fast though.
True.
And they don't see it coming. Like, if you're gonna knock them up, they don't see it coming. So, I suppose. But the Hades as well, as we saw last game, played on Jack. just forced Apple's under tower. So much farm was denied, and at about 11 minutes, he was almost a K up on his solo lane counterpart. Being said, with the last pick to pick up till the the last pick until the next set of bans is going to be a Neath.
Yeah, so
Solid.
Neath, amazing clear, great global presence to counteract that of Athena, can stun out anyone from a very far distance. Great clear, great sustain, and great damage coming through. Hunbat's now the first second phase pick. Hunbat's, as we mentioned last game, just a solid mobility.
That's a ban there. On the Humbats.
Ban? Oh, yeah. Did I say pick? Oh, my bad. So Humbat's banned away is going to be able to not going to be able to change those team fights with the Fear No Evil and ability as well. So it looks like Ivory don't want to deal with that one at all. Poseidon now as well, taken away from Team Solo Theo.
Yeah, that one's a little bit interesting there. If they banned out Poseidon, why wouldn't you just play it in mid if you've got the Athena? The Taunt Kraken is super, super powerful. So yeah. I'm a bit interested as to why these bans are the way they are, because even on the side of Ivory, that Hun Bats would fit perfectly with the Geb Bologna. Lots of big circles, big team fight ultimates. So it's a bit of an interesting pick ban phase there, but we are going to see a Fenrir get picked up for Ivory. So we're going to see Jelly playing a Fenrir. Big doggy.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'll Chuckles in the Avant-Garde versus Direwolves game, he did play Fenrir, but it didn't seem like he was able to use it to its full potential. He's more of a tanky oriented jungler. So we'll see how Just Jelly is able to use this one. Fenrir has got so much utility built into his kit, as well as damage and tankiness as well. So gonna be interesting to see that one. And now it looks like Solo Theo, they're gonna pick up Apollo and Agni. Still no knockup for the Wheelix.
That one's very, very interesting. They're definitely just throwing it down to, I suppose, Funke being able to land that knockup. That's strange.
Another last pick coming through. It's going to be Nuwa for Ivory. That's Mouse in the mid lane on Nuwa. That's pretty scary.
You don't see a lot of Nuwa, but I'm excited to see Mouse get up.
Alrighty, so with these team comps look extremely strong. I mean, who would you give this to, this game, just from looking at the pick and bans?
I don't know. They both seem pretty even to me. I guess it's just going to have to come down to how these teams are going to play it out. And even from last game, it looks like Ivory are kind of the favored ones here. And really like to see Team Solo Theo take a game off them, though, to try and get that last little bit of fire, that last game of the OPL, that last part of the series for them to pick up a win.
Definitely. But
yeah, it should be very, very interesting.
But guys, instead of having a short break, we're going to go straight to this game of Team Solo Theo versus Ivory Gaming. That will be up on your screens very shortly, and we are straight into this one. So out of the Chaos side of the map, it's going to be Ivory Gaming. In the solo lane, it's going to be Jack47 on that. Bologna in the jungle. It's going to be Just Jelly on Fenrir. In the mid lane, on a Mouse on Nuwa. And our duo lane is Tomahawk on Gib and Rob Diggity on Neath.
And on the left side of your spectator UI, under the blue health bars, we've got Apples in the solo lane, as Hades. Funke is in the jungle with a Wheelix. Agony, mid. Why does he do this to us? Agony's mid. Theodore's going to be your support. Athena with Church by his side as Apollo in the duo lane. This is going to be interesting. I'm really keen to see how this new R is going to be played out.
Yeah, she's got great clear. She can use her minions to siege a turret by herself, and she's got that global presence. I keep saying it in this game. There's so much global presence. We've got the Nuwa, the Apollo, the Athena, and the Neath all in one game. You don't see that every day, and it's pretty exciting to see how it's going to unfold. But Nuwa with that fire shard is going to be able to deal damage to everyone and the vision as well. A lot of people underestimate that vision.
Yeah, that late game damage that you're going to be coming with that with that ultimate from Noir is incredible. That, and if you have a sneaking suspicion the enemy team's doing something, it's like, okay, I'm a Noir, I'll just ult and see where you are. So it's a pretty versatile pick, especially if you kind of want to sit back a bit and you're ready to give up a bit of farm, so you don't need to spend as much on wards as you should be. Just Jelly has started Red Pot. So he's going to be doing a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. Do you think they're going to go for an early kill maybe?
I feel like they will, because you really have to do that as a when you do pick a red pot. I do it quite a lot on Humbats and casuals, and you just stomp in 10 minutes surrenders. But anyway, red pot is it's all that early game, because you spend 450 gold onto something that times out in I think it's 5 minutes.
But Just Jelly on these right mid camps, he wants to put this red pot to use, showing a lot of aggression, getting super close to Fonke there. And I'm not particularly sure who stole that away. Fonke looked like he might have picked that up with his 3. No, that went to the way of Ivory. Gaming there. So I don't think Jelly has been as aggressive as he needs to be. Admittedly, it's only a minute into the game. I feel like he should definitely be trying to lay down quite a bit of damage already.
Yeah, now it looks like... Oh no, they're going to go for the back camp. So I thought they were going for a rotation onto help that duo lane, because, yeah, Rob Diggity being pressured very hard by Theodore and Church.
Yeah, they're putting the pressure on early, but that's kind of what you have to expect with an Athena. Athena's going to put on that pressure, and she can basically take out the set of 3 minions, preferably the archers, because they're a little bit weaker, lower health. But yeah, a lot of pressure in lane from that Athena. Over towards the right side, we do see Fonke showing a bit of presence towards Jack there. Jack going down to about half health. He's not going to have such a good time clearing wave against a Hades. Similar to the setup we had last game of the Hades versus Wukong, it's going to be very hard for Jack to clear this time. It's kind of a bit of a role swap here. And yeah, Jack's going to feel the wrath of being underfarmed.
Yeah, and when Jack tries to clear, he has to get in melee range to hit anything, and he's going to be able to get Apples is going to be able to return quite a lot of damage. So Jack is going to be forced under tower and take so much damage, and it can't be helped. That's just Hades for you.
Exactly right. And when Bellona goes to use her bludgeon, if you silence her out, what does she got? She can't really do it, so she's gonna have to be pushed under her tower. Gonna lose out on that gold. She's not gonna be able to get to that point in the game where she's ahead of other people, so she can't really rotate and do as much stuff as she could. So Hades is a very good there to kind of shove Bellona down until late. It's like a sheet, it's like a blanket. Just put it over your head and the monsters will go away for now. But they're always coming for you. But over towards the mid lane, we see a big knockup coming out from Fonke, and his ultimate is gonna connect, and he is going to pick up the kill. No, I think he was going to go down to the dot from Agni there. Really well played there. They saw that Jelly was a bit out of position, and they capitalized on that.
Yeah, and wow, Mouse is going to be able to secure that mid camps, even though it was a 2v1 sort of. And Fonke did actually back off there. Mouse now forced under tower, and then Agni with first blood. I mean, an Agni. Well, that's the first time that's happened. Okay, so an Agni with first blood, it's going to be very devastating for the Noir.
Exactly right there. Something to note is, Wheelix, we were talking about Team Solo Theo not drafting a knock-up, but if you look over to the side of like Ivory's lineup, you do have the backflip from Rob Diggity, and that being said, Fonke is going to jump in on Rob Diggity. The shield comes out, going to give him a little bit of health, but can Fonke secure the kill? No, Church is going to do it with that ultimate, and they're going to pay for it with a 1-for-1 trade. Jelly read that one very well, jumped in, stunned out Fonke, ulted him and him under the tower, and he was going to take that tower shot already on low health, and he was just going to fall there. So 1-for-1 trade there. Team Solo Theo did have that first blood, so it is still slightly skewed towards Team Solo Theo.
Yeah, so it's not very reflective of how last game went, as Ivory Gaming were on top, and now Team Solo Theo have turned it around this game. But the early game is a lot stronger than Ivory's, mainly due to that the Athena and the Apollo and the Agni.
Yeah, the Agni's going to be putting on a lot of pressure. That's just what Agni does, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. The amount of pressure the Team Solo Theo have now across the map, it's not really where it should be. It should be a lot more in your face. However, they are up 2-1, so it's kind of a bit of a testament there. Fonke is trying to look around, tries to find Onomaus, but Onomaus is just going to kind of unintentionally dodge that big knockup that Fonke was looking for. Fonke's taking some very, very aggressive kind of routes through the jungle to try and get some ganks off. That could be devastating for him later on in this game if he keeps it up.
Solo lane up onto Apples. Just Shelly's here. He's got the Ragnarok. He picks him up. He drags him back into the damage of Jack 47. Will they be able to secure the kill? Yes, Jack does pick that one up. And for that, it was just a very standard Fenrir gank, as Apples doesn't have beads and he wasn't able to get the Pillar of Agony off for the CC immunity.
You're right there. There's not a whole lot he could have done. If they catch you with that jump, then got no getaway. We do have a pause coming out on the side of Ivory Gaming. So we are going to take this time to quickly talk a little bit about builds and see how the builds are developing 6 minutes and 10 seconds into the game.
Both supports have gone for cooldown instead of mobility. So that's understandable on Athena. That way she can use her ultimate as much as possible and the taunt as well to maximize the CC. Whereas on a Gib, Tomahawk, and that is mainly the shield. He wants to be using that Gib shield, cleansing the taunts as much as possible to counteract the CC of Theodore.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. Not only that, but also if Ivory are looking, as we said during the picks and bans, they were looking for the big initiate kind of comp, drafting the Bologna, the Geb, and the Nuwa, who goes up and she does damage and hurts you all up. So that those cooldown boots, will also be very, very good for the shockwave as well. You'll be able to kind of knock those people up, and you can't really beads out of a knockup once you're up in the air. It might be a little knockup, but it still disorientates you for that that second or two. So the cooldown boots on that, kind of understandable, and if I was in the same position, I'd probably do the same, especially if you're not feeling the early game pressure from Team Solo Theo as much.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to see. I want to talk about the mid lane though, because Mouse he's got his penetration boots, whereas Agony has not. He's still how much gold is that? 500 gold ahead, mainly due to that first blood there though.
Yeah, that first blood was very, very good by them. They've definitely needed that, and that was the drive and momentum that they wanted going into this second game. Obviously, they lost the previous game, so they kind of want to get into this one and go full pelt and try and ride this one out and be in the driver's seat of this one, because it seemed like they were at the beginning of the game last game, but now they're kind of following on with that. But unfortunately, they weren't able to carry that through last game.
It helps with the mentality as well. After a loss, you go, all right, we'll just collect ourselves. And then you get first blood and you're like, all right, we're back in this, feeling good. And then you continue to play. And Team Solo Theo still have the early game lead. They're up in gold. Actually, no. Well, they are up in gold, but it's so even. It's within 71 gold. So Ivory are turning this one around, but Team Solo still have that gold advantages in the gold advantages in the places they want them. And right now that's Agony, who's 500 gold ahead of Mouse there.
Yeah. Quickly, let's have a little look over to the way Agony wants to build here. Opted to go for the lost artifact first, instead of going for the tier 1 of... Sorry, I can't remember. Bancrofts, yeah, that's the one. I was thinking of the first. Oh
wow! Solo lane, Jack 47 secured a kill onto Apples there. It looked like a World Weaver was there as well. Rob Diggity, did he get an assist for that? He did indeed. So he's going to have a little bit of extra gold there, a little bit of extra experience. But Church still has that lead. He's level 10, Rob is only level 9, and Tomahawk is still level 8.
Well, well, if that's kind of tied up that goal difference as well. Like, oh, sorry, it's kind of made it bit. I can't think of the right word to phrase this one. Yeah, Rob picked up that assist there from that previous engagement there on the solo lane. So that's gonna kind of boost him a little bit ahead, slightly, ever so slightly. No, it's kind of gonna even it out, I suppose, in the duo lane there. Excuse me. But we don't really see as much fighting in this round as we did last game. A bit disappointed, really. Just Jelly has kind of let that pot go to waste.
He has, yeah. I mean, he did help Team Solo Theo get. Oh, actually, no, it was just Jelly, wasn't it? I was thinking Fonkai had it. No, but yeah, he didn't use it efficiently. Usually, you want to try and get some sort of huge lead early game, and while Ivory Gaming now have a lead, they didn't put it where they really needed it, and Rob really needs to get ahead of Church here, because a Apollo that is ahead of a Neath is really not what you want, especially going into the late game.
Yeah, not at all. You'll be able to get out between waves and stuff. The passive, Apollo's passive Audacity, granting him 5 quicker basic attacks. Like, Neath already doesn't have an attack speed steroid, so if she's behind in levels and gold, and that attack speed steroid comes out from the Apollo and he's sitting there smacking you, you're going to take quite a lot of damage. But over to the right-hand lane, we do see a little bit of engagement there. Fonke does want to give a bit of a fight, but the power of that bludgeon from Wk7 just gets him so low, and Rob Diggity with the cross-map ultimate manages to pick up that Dual Bear.
He did indeed, and there's a defender of Olympus going down onto Apples. Apples is now trying to engage with Theodore. Dash forward from Theodore. He's got the taunt onto Tomahawk. There's the Pillar of Agony down on towards him, and the Rainfire dealing massive damage as Apples is able to secure that one. And now Wk7 trying to do the best he can to try and trade back, but just Jelly is extremely low and can't help out. And the health bars are in favor of Team Solo Theo as Ivory Gaming forced to disengage.
There's a whole lot.
No, not at all. So, Shell actually bought for Tomahawk here. He's gone for the defensive route. He's got them as well. But he didn't really use any of that there in that last engage. So,
Yeah, there's not a lot happening. Real quickly, we are going to take a slight little pause. Won't be more than 2 minutes as we're experiencing some technical issues. We apologize.
No worries at all. We'll be right back.
The new high-performance Rig 500 headset from Plantronics is designed to match the skills of an aspiring esport player with the gear they need to win. The new modular system gives you the power to adapt, upgrade, and personalize your headset for the task at hand. The Rig 500 series of gaming headsets are engineered to deliver the perfect combination of durable lightweight comfort in an immersive audio environment. 7.1 surround sound and 24-bit audio provide a stunning 360-degree sound field with directional audio. 40mm drivers with low-frequency resonators provide crisp highs and boosted bass. Clear voice noise-canceling technology provides clear communication to your teammates. From the headset company that equips the pros, the 500 series was crafted to meet the needs of esports and competitive players around the world. The new Rig 500 series of headsets from Plantronics. Respect the training. Reactions win.
When the world needs conquerors. When being rare is not enough. And even epic fails. It's time to create your own fate to become legendary. No matter what kind of enemy you face, or what kind of game you play, you can become the craftsman of your own legend. It's time to create your own legend. Time to build your victory. Rocket Myth.
Hey there, Smite fans, check it out. See what Sandboxer's about. Print it, 3D print your favorite cards. Print it, Google Kansu, Samu Kong. And try to collect them all, from image to the wall. You can even score your very own Thor. Take out a loan and order more. Print it, print it, print it, print it.
Welcome back, guys. We do apologize for his technical difficulties, and we are looking very good right now. Shoutouts to Husey. So, after that engage, it looks like Ivory are still... Oh, wow, solo lane Fonke in a battle with Wk7, and you really don't want to fight a Bologna. Not at all, especially with a Frostbound Hammer.
No, not at all. You're going to be slowed a lot.
Yeah. He's got the slow with the Frostbound Hammer, and then he's got the engage with the shield bash that's going to slow you even more, and then the Eagles rally as well.
Right there, we do see who are building into a soul trap there. Got tier 2 there. The soul trap most likely going to be a Book of Thoth, which in my opinion you probably should have gotten online a little bit earlier. But I don't know if he'll be able to find all those stacks. 75 stacks needed, that's quite a lot. So could be a bit interesting.
Yeah, and wow, actually Fonke did go down there. Who was it? Who didn't actually see there, unfortunately, but now a lot of this pressure is focused in the mid lane. And Ivory...
I may have managed to pick up that kill there. Ivory, they've got a 3-man grouping in the mid. The Agony is there, so he will be able to clear the wave, so they can't put on as much pressure on that tier 1 tower as they want. It is fairly low though, they might be looking to siege, but towards the Gold Fury we do see Rob Dignity and Just Jelly starting that one up. Theodore had a sneaking suspicion and he's charging up his dash, he taunts in there, tries to get the taunt, unfortunately manages to fall to Just Jelly.
Alrighty, so then solo lane as well. It looked like Apples was able to secure a onto Jack, so Apples is at that point of 1v1ing out a Bologna, so that's not looking good at all for Ivory. We're able to secure the Gold Fury, and now they need to put their resources into helping out Jack. And oh wow, very nice engaged round. These mid camps, Cataclysm did come out, and wow, Team Solo, Theo showing up, just demolishing Mouse and Tomahawk there.
That was a very, very good engage there by Team Solo Theo. They kind of, they lost out with the Gold Fury, but they realized that if they kept fighting, because Ivory were already pretty low, they realized if they kept fighting there, they can probably pick up a kill or two, and a kill or two they did pick up. So, that's going to even out the score there. It's going to be 6 apiece.
Yeah, but going into this late game, while they do look even, oh wow, actually 1.3k gold lead for Ivory Gaming. While they do look even slightly in favor of Ivory as well, who do you think will come out on top of the late game? Like, who will scale better?
I think it totally depends on what happens in the mid game. Mid game is...
Oh, mid lane there, it was Fonke being taken extremely low as Mouse was able to get some substantial damage down. Now it looks like Ivory are going to siege this tower. Actually, no, they're going to disengage. Very interesting.
Yeah, Agony is right there as well. He's going to just be able to like stop any kind of force there is, because he can sit back and kind of just clear the wave very, very efficiently. But yeah, I'm going to see Jack 47 DCs, and Jelly's going to pause the game here, waiting for Jack to get back.
It looks like a Beads was forced. Beads was forced from just Jelly. Theodore probably got a taunt there in the mid lane. Weren't able to see that one. But now that the beads are down, think that they'll be able to try and engage back onto Ivory, or Ivory at that point where if they're grouped, then Team Solo Theo can't do anything?
If Ivory group now, Team Solo Theo will definitely be able to fight them. It's not that substantial difference between the golden experience of either team. It's only like what, just under 2k experience separating them, and just a bit over 1k in gold. So I don't particularly see Ivory grouping to aggress now an idea. Like, that should not be a thing that they should be thinking about now, just because it's too even. And, you know, like, Fenrir ults down. It's not a smart engage here. Definitely not a smart engage. As well as the Fenrir beads being on cooldown, as we've mentioned, Ivory should not look for any type of real big engage. Maybe a pick, but I don't think that they should be all clustering up. Whereas Team Solo Theo, they should be fighting now.
In the mid lane, Mouse did get taken extremely low. Fonke now coming around. There's a Defender of Olympus being channeled. Who will it go down on? Actually, no, it didn't. Just Theodore trying to troll us. Holding that one in place, and Jack 47 taken very low. Oh, Fonke not gonna be able to find him. Okay, let's talk about something right now. A Wheelix for the speed buff riding Suku is the fastest thing in the game. Holy crap!
It's a little bit awesome. Not gonna lie, it kind of looks incredible. And I'm sure if you're sitting there playing it, you feel so super speedy.
Yeah. Oh wow, engaged by Just Jelly. There's a Defender of Olympus. All the damage now onto Theodore. Let's get taken extreme low. Agony with beautiful poke damage coming through. World Weaver did come through as well, as Fonke taken down to roughly about 30% HP. Just Jelly taken very low. That's across the skies coming through from Church. Not going to be able to find a kill onto Just Jelly though. He's got the jumps, he's got the speed buff, and that's going to be an ultimate not wasted, as Church is now here to defend this mid lane.
I'd really like to see a rotation coming through here now from Apples. He has got his ultimate, and it could really upset the flow of this game if he makes a big rotation here. Ultimate's on hand. He should be...
Both solo laners now rotating. Jack's going to be here first though. Do you have the Eagles rally? Do they want to engage under tower? They can definitely do it. 2v4. Apples now jumps in. Does he have the Pillar of Agony? He doesn't actually use it. It's a very nice Spirit Arrow. Going to hold in place for a very short moment. Oh, Blink Taunt misses from Theodore.
A little bit silly there. Apples wasn't able to get off his damage there purely because of Tomahawk's shockwave. Tomahawk knocked him up, and he wasn't able to begin channeling out his one. So it kind of led to a crumble in that initiate there from his rotation.
Yeah, definitely. So after that engage, only a tier 1 tower was taken. It's the first tower of the game. Ivory, they seem to want to engage, but at the same time they're just not opting to, because they could have Eagles rallied underneath that tower against Team Solo Theo. It was 2v4, but they still didn't want to. Why do you think that is?
I don't believe that the Eagles rally was available to Jack. I think he only recently got it, like within the last 10 seconds. So he didn't have it on hand for that engagement. But I definitely feel that Ivory are wanting to fight too much, and they're not playing to their strengths. And it's really showing, because they seem a bit mismatched and a bit out of place. Because as we saw last game, they thrived on the counter-initiate. Excuse me. And they really did well by sitting back and waiting for Team Solo Theo to engage. And in the slightest little mistake, Ivory will like, bang, blink in, ultimates, and that led to success. Now they're trying to do it, trying to be on the other hand here and trying to engage on these fights. It's kind of working, but it's kind of not. It's just not Ivory's strength right now, and they kind of need to cut it out, really. They need to just focus down and let Team Solo Theo think that they're in the driver's seat.
And they are about to take the driver's seat as the Gold Fury is started up. Tomahawk's doing his best to play the disruption game. There was Fire Shards did go down. Now Tomahawk is gonna be taken down by Agony there. And that's another kill, 3-0.
Mistimed. I'm sure Tomahawk would have been able to pull something off there, or suppose wait it out a little bit longer, because that's the main thing there. Went in when the Gold Fury already had a third of its health, and then dropped his ultimate. His ultimate wasn't going to do any damage to it, and their damage into the Gold Fury wasn't really doing enough to...
Blink taunt the mid lane, and just Jelly tries to use the Ragnarok to try and return a kill. Agony does take him down, and just Jelly does get destroyed pretty quickly there. Oh wow, the return damage down on towards Honke is pretty huge, coming through from Rob Diggity. And now it looks like Theodore wants to re-engage. Does he have the taunt? Yes, he does. Rob Diggity, can he get away? He's forced the beads actually, and Theodore needs to retreat as he is extremely low.
He forced the beads there right in front of him. They saw it. That is an automatic alarm bell ringing for Fonke. That is, Fonke, when your ult is up, go and fight Rob Diggity. We will try and gank him, because he won't be able to beads out of your ultimate when he backflips. So Rob Diggity's kind of got a target on his back after showing the after wasting his beads there in the mid lane. So it should be a little bit interesting to see a nice gank from Fonke coming out sometime soon, or at least they should be heading over towards him. A little bit of poke happening on the right lane, but not a whole lot's going to happen there. They're just going to whittle him down and come back behind their tier 1 that's so low. It's so low. One final push from Ivory here, one little bit of aggression. There we go. And that's going to take those ones down. The power of those minions.
Oh, Fonke taken extremely low. Will he go down to the Fed Shards? No, the World Weaver. No, the Eagles rally. So many ultimates used to take down Fonke, and Ivory really wanted to secure that one. Now Agony is on the run. He's got the dash. There's a Ragnarok pop. Beads forced away immediately. And a blink from Theodore defensively under that tier 2 tower. At the same time, in the duo lane, Rob Diggity's going to be able to secure that tier 1 tower, as Ivory are going to continue sieging this tier 2. Nice 2-man taunt. It's going to be cleansed away from Mouse with that give shield. Pillar of Agony comes out. So does the Cataclysm, and Jack forced away. He's extremely low. But Ivory, can they actually return this damage? No, all their ultimates are down.
They can't really be engaging here anymore. Took the tier 1. They kind of showed a bit of dominance, and they had to back off after that. They shouldn't have been putting much pressure on the tier 2. They blasted a few ultimates, didn't really get anything out of it. So based on that, and Ivory throwing down a few ultimates and not really getting too much out of it, that engage is going to have to go on the side of Team Solo Theo there, purely because of the wasted ultimates. We can see now that Ivory have no ultimates on hand to use at all, whereas every single player on Team Solo Theo have them.
And they need to engage right now, make full use of this, as the ultimates are coming for Ivory. But 2 towers did go down there for Ivory. They got 200 extra gold per player. 22 minutes into the game. That's pretty good, and it's going to extend that territory advantage that they can force Team Solo Theo behind their tier 2, while Ivory are ahead. They can steal away jungle. Of jungle buffs, they can ward up, and they can make it extremely difficult for Team Solo Theo to roam around, as they've got no safety nets.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Even the tier 2 on left, like it's already pretty low.
Yeah.
Like Tomahawk could just walk in there and shield himself, and Rob could just sit there and smack it down a few times and probably get it pretty quickly. So even that's not much of a safety net. Really mid and right are where they need to reside. And if we do see a big grouping, as we see now from Ivory, if they want to siege this down, Team Solo Theo are outnumbered like they are currently, well...
Wow, there's the engage coming through. Rob Diggity secures a kill onto Theodore. 5 shards was used. Fonke taken extremely low, forced to pounce away. And the gank from Apple's actually not going to work out, as he forced to blink away. And a blink Cataclysm, huge 3-man, 2-man beats coming out. And just Jelly nearly secures a kill onto Agony as he runs away from that one. And Apple's now, he is so low, and this is Ivory just dealing so much damage. They pulled the trigger, they secure the Phoenix, and they'll go for the Gold Fury now. It seems like, actually no, the tier 2 left side, and wow, this is huge.
I'm definitely gonna have to take back my comments of saying that Ivory need to pay more to their strengths of sitting back and waiting for the initiation. They just executed a pretty good engage there, and managed to get a tier 2 and a Phoenix, as well as, I believe they got a kill.
Oh, Defender of Olympus coming through. Blink from Fonke. A lot of damage coming through. Shield onto just Jelly. Tomahawk secures a kill onto Fonke as he's so squishy and goes down. But the return kills come through for Apples and Church. And is this mouse going down? Yes, double kill for Church on that Apollo. And he's now 3-0. Going to this late game, Team Solar Theo, while they did lose their Phoenix, they have returned this huge damage from behind.
Yeah, that was a very, very good fight there for Team Solo Theo. They kind of read that one really well. They knew that Ivory were going to back off that victory from getting the 2 tier 2s and the mid Phoenix, and they'd want to go to gold. And they're like, alright guys, let's just go straight to gold. We need to put up a fight here. They haven't been able to back. They're going to be low. We've got health, we've got mana, we've got abilities. We need to fight now. And they did. Church picked up 3 really, really well-deserved kills. And they are now getting the Gold Fury as well.
Yeah, they got
creeping
2
around
towers.
a bit.
Oh, will they be able to steal this one? Rob Diggity is here as well. He jumps in. Who is it going to go to? Ivory. They do steal the Gold Fury at Church. Will he be taken down? Actually, no. He's going to return the kill onto just Jelly. And there's a blink through from Tomahawk. He's going to be able to help Rob secure that kill onto Church. He falls down to Agony. Will he go down as well? Yes, double kill for Rob Diggity with a World Weaver. And this is now Ivory returning the return damage. And what was a pretty one-sided, a back and forth game has just turned and exploded into something huge. Jack secures a kill onto Theodore, who tries to dash away. Apples now, he's forced into base, and the rest of Team Solo Theo are either dead or hiding.
Does that count as an engage, or is that a counter engage?
A
That one's
double
confused
counter
me there.
engage. It's so back and forth.
It is. It's a pleasure to watch. It's really, really good. But we do see that Ivory, they've dropped a ward. There is no ward on the Fire Giant right now. They've given up pressure in mid, and they're heading over towards this Fire Giant, and they are taking it down very, very quickly. It's already at half health, and Jack 47's only just at the top of the speed buff. I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time to maybe steal this one away. Rob Diggity dropping very, very low, but inevitably, Ivory are going to pick up the...
They're still engaged. Why are Team Solo Theo still engaging? There's a Fire Giant buffed up. Ivory Gaming and Fonke. He's taken down so quickly. It's 5v2 now. And this is Apples being jumped on by just Jelly. Now the support is left by himself. Mouse secures that kill. And he's currently 2-2 and 10. He's got that Book of Sloth. He's got that Rod of Tahuti. That's massive damage coming through. And the Fire Giant as well. It looks like Ivory Gaming are going to be able to... It looks like it's game here.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. I don't see a very good way for Team Solo Theo to come back from this one. They're 2 down, and they're facing Ivory as a 5-man, destroying their right Phoenix with Fire Giant. So,
Church take it extremely low. Ragnarok popped from just Jelly. Can he secure the kill? Mouse with a double kill with the Fire Shards. And now the only person left alive for Team Solo Theo is going to be Agony. Can he help anything? No. Fonke's up as well. He does his best, but no, the Fire Giant buffed up. Ivory Gaming take game number 2 and a clean 2-0 from Ivory on top of a Team Solo Theo.
that was a really, really back and forth kind of game. Team Solo Theo understood what Ivory were doing in the first game, and then Ivory kind of changed it up and kind of threw them off a little bit in the second one. And it was, as we said, it was very, very back and forth. There was a big engage from Ivory. They'd get an objective, and then Team Solo Theo would engage and then wipe them, or almost wipe them, get about 3 to 4 kills or something. And then Ivory would come back and fight again. It was just constant back and forth. From the moment that Tier 2 went down in mid and that Phoenix, then they decided to go over to the Gold Fury. Then Team Solo Theo started initiating on them. And then after that one died out, the people that had died from that engagement from Ivory came forward. It was just so back and forth. And it was back and forth all the way up until that Fire Giant steal. But Team Solo Theo, they should have seen that Ivory picked up that Fire Giant, and they definitely did not need to keep aggressing there. That's basically throwing your life away. And there was 2 of them that went down. I think it was Fonke and Theodore that managed to go down. They really should have been a big help over on that right-hand side where the Tier 2 and Phoenix went down. So that minor little misplay probably cost them the game, I'd say.
I can agree with that one. I want to point out that in game number 1, it seemed like the drafting comp for Team Solo Theo, it looked very awkward for all of them. They didn't seem comfortable on any of the picks that they were on. Whereas in game number 2, they felt more confident. Like Agony on Agni, that's his go-to pick. He's so strong that he played so much better than he did on the ISIS in game number 1. And Fonke, he played for the only person with knockup. He played a very strong Awelix there. He was jumping in, and while he still did go 1-7, he still helped out the entire team of Team Solo Theo.
It kind of just shows to, like, over towards the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Team Solo Theo's damage output overall wasn't really there, like, at all. Like, Agony could only manage to get out just under 19k damage, whereas, say, for example, Jack was able to put out 21k. So that shouldn't happen. A Bologna should not be out damaging an Agni. So it kind of just shows that Ivory were just in the driver's seat from the get-go. And fortunately, Team Solo Theo couldn't finish off one of the games. I definitely wanted to see them take a game, though. I'm disappointed about that one.
Did they win a game in the week, or is that 100% shutout? I don't think they did. I think it was
they did.
Yeah. Okay. But they still played quite well. To be fair, they're all very good individual players.
They showed up to Sif as well. They really showed up to Sif in the earlier week as well.
But now it's time for MVP.
Wrap up that.
MVP time. Who do you think? I'm going Rob number 1.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus was just way too strong.
Yeah. Game number 1 played extremely well on that Ho Yi, dealing so much damage. He got top player damage there, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, as well as going 7-0-6. Like, that was fantastic.
He didn't die at all. And he only died once in both games, which was this game. He went 5-1-8.
Wow.
That's
2 games, 1 death. That's a pretty good stat. Really well done there. Yeah, I think we're both agreeing that Rob Dobbs taken number 1 spot for MVP.
Definitely. Number 2, though, who should that one go? Mouse? I'm thinking Mouse.
It's a toss-up for me between Mouse and Tomahawk. They both played really, really good games.
Definitely.
Just based on Tomahawk dying in the second game, whereas in the first game he didn't die at all. I'm going to have to give second spot Mouse. Mouse played really, really well in the first game. Mouse didn't die in the first game either. And came back and went 5-2-10. 4-2-10 in the second game. So that second spot for me is going to Mouse, and third is going to Tomahawk.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one. So Rob, us, and Tomahawk are your MVPs for this set. But guys, that's going to have to do it for us here in the Oceanic Pro League. Thank you all very much for watching Avant-Garde vs Direwolves, very exciting matchup, and Team Solo Theo vs Ivory Gaming. These all games went very, very well, and it's the last match for all of these players. This is the last week of Pro League, as our regional qualifiers were Avant-Garde and Direwolves. But we will be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. AEST. That's 8 p.m. New Zealand time as well. Not too sure about the NA times. We'll have to give you those on a social media post, so look out for that one. But from me, Nightfall, and from Husey and Timmy, we do thank you very much. Switchbay, any last words?
Not really. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's cast as well.
Righty. We'll be back here tomorrow with Chiefs vs Law and Sif vs Invidious. Definitely look out for those ones. But guys, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you guys later.